Hello, I thought I would make a little video today as a follow-up from one I made a few days ago where I cover 5 tips to get over songwriter's block. I've been in a bit of a songwriting slump lately, so I feel like it's only right to follow my own advice to see if that can help me out of it. So today I'm going to try and write a full song and we'll see how that goes. So my step number 1 was to start writing on a different instrument. I think the last instrument I wrote on was piano, so we're gonna write on guitar today. Hence the guitar. So that is step number 1. Different instrument, already accomplished. There we go. Step number 2 was different tuning or different key. As I'm on guitar, I'm going to go for a different tuning. And there was a tuning I found recently which was just open G. So I think I'm going to go with open G because I was playing something else for another project in open G and I quite liked the sound of it. That was for a different project that was just ambient music and no singing. So I think this still counts that I haven't written a song per se in open G. So we're going to give open G a try, which I need to look up what that is. It's probably got a lot of G's in it, but that's just a hunch. So we've got... Okay, now is the fun part where I have to just find chords that work in this key. Ooh. This is lovely. I'm liking this key. So we've got a new tuning, we've got a new instrument. I say new, obviously I've played on guitar quite a lot before. The songs that I have coming out next, they were all written on piano first. To be honest, I think piano is a great tool for me because I write such a different genre of songs on piano and I've been really into my rocky stuff recently. But sometimes I just love to just sit in a corner with the guitar and work something out because the songs I write on guitar are a lot more singer-songwriter, which for performing is a lot easier to orchestrate than having a whole band. I tend to like to perform on my own because I think it's just logistically easier. I mean, I've played in bands before and that's always fun, but it's a very different experience. So it's fun to have a few songs to pull out that I can just easily play on guitar because it's a lot easier to carry around a guitar than it is a piano. And I don't even transport this guitar because this guitar is full-sized and I'm very small. So I bring my 3/4 length, which is a lot simpler to carry about and yeah, much lighter than a piano. So we're going for guitar today at least. And we're just gonna finish a song. It doesn't have to be a work of art. It doesn't have to be something I even continue with after this, but I think it's a good exercise. So my third tip was to choose a different premise to write from because I always basically write from experience, things that have happened to me basically. So I think because in my other video I talked about writing a song about a dream someone had told me about, I think I'm gonna write about another dream because I had a very funny dream last night about aliens, which is also made even funnier because in another video where I'm playing songs from when I was younger, there is a song I wrote when I was about 11 called Aliens. So this is clearly a topic very close to my heart. And you know, I think I might as well write another song 14 years later about the same thing because that's where it all started. Yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but we're just not gonna question it. I'm gonna start spitballing some lyrics literally just in my notes app because I found out recently you can record audio into there because I was using a different app, but I'm just gonna use the notes app. We're gonna call this Alien Song 2 because there's an Alien Song 1, as we all know. There was the classic hit by Emily Storm in 2012. We've got to have some continuity. So what I would usually do now is just play around on the guitar and come up with a chord progression. But going to my tip number 4, I actually need to write the lyrics first because it's to switch around the order in which you write. So if you did chords first usually, then you write lyrics first. If you write lyrics first, you switch to chords first. So we've got to write some lyrics first. And obviously this is going off my bizarre dreams, so I guess I have to come up with something. Trying to think. There was a point in this dream where I thought it was a certain time. The aliens couldn't touch us, and then I go, they've changed the clocks. And I think that's a really interesting point to go from because that's a sort of, oh, we're safe. Oh wait, they've changed the clocks, so the time is not the time that we think it is. That in itself could be an interesting starting point, even if this doesn't end up being about the aliens, which it's probably best for all of us considering I clearly cannot leave that topic alone. So maybe when you think you're safe, this is gonna, I'm not gonna read these out now, it's just, trying to write lyrics and then speaking them, I just, can't do it. I'm just gonna write down a few bits of lyrics. Maybe I'll get a verse and a chorus in, then I'll start putting it to music, because I think leaving it too long is probably just going to make me feel a bit uninspired. And again, these are just songwriting tips, so they're definitely open to interpretation. You definitely don't have to follow them exactly. And I'm kind of rearing to get something down with this nice tuning, so I think I'll probably get a few lines in and then see if I can sneakily go onto the guitar, because I'm already feeling like a sort of See, this is the problem. I can't stay away from writing the music first and not the lyrics, but I'm gonna get some more lyrics down. I find I just get all my ideas down first and then I just try and think of synonyms to make them rhyme, because I've got this kind of grand idea of where well, it's maybe not a grand idea, but I've got an idea of where I vaguely want things to go, and then I just force it to work. Or I move things around so that you vaguely have the same vibe of the thing I want to say. I'm really struggling to write the lyrics first, but I'm gonna get back to them. So now I think I've got a verse, and I'm probably gonna copy that for the next verse with just different lyrics. So let's get down a chorus, and yeah, we'll see if I'll put a middle eight. I'm not the best guitar player in the world, so it's probably not going to be an instrumental section because I get too bored of just playing an instrument. I'd rather just sing, but each their own. So what else happened in this dream? It was me just going to a bar, which is, again, you know, not far from reality. And maybe I start from here. See, this is bad. I'm still using the instrument. I need to force myself to take my hands off the guitar because all I do is I just want to immediately play something, but I'm going to try and write something first and then put it on the guitar. So I'm gonna stop myself from getting to those chords. Okay, I've been sitting here for at least 20 minutes trying to write some lyrics, and it's gotten significantly darker outside in that time, but we have some lyrics. They're all interesting. I think I've also gotten the vague chords and a kind of melody. I was playing around with stuff. It's become a really sad song. And to be fair, I mean, the dream was actually really funny. Nothing deep happened in it, but I've, in classic Emily style, made it really depressing. I seem to have a talent for just writing really heart-wrenching and sad songs, but I mean, no bad thing. People want to listen to sad songs, so I'm thinking for the verse, we've got a descending. I've got that vague thing for the verse. And then I'm thinking for the chorus re-chords, we're gonna just go up. With a few extra bits sprinkled in there. Very simple, but I think, you know, I'm trying to get out of a slump, so I'm just gonna make this song simple, and I can always embellish it afterwards. Again, it's so hard to get out of a slump, like I might not love this after, and it's probably not gonna be the most complicated song I've ever written because I've written it in about half an hour, but I think we will finish a song, and that's what's important, because my step 5 of my 5 songwriting tips is finish a song, and I think we have a finished song here. Oh, I haven't even got a name for it. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I cannot call it Alien or Aliens again. It doesn't even sound like it's about aliens, so at least I've strayed away from my true love, which is clearly just writing songs about aliens. This is what I've come up with. Tried to get away, but they've always got your number. Thought I could escape, but I fear I'm slipping under. I don't wanna wait to find out if this is gonna be our final showdown. Thought the gods were descending, but now we know, well, is the world ending? But we've still got some fight in us, still running through dark corridors, and I'll go on pretending. It's a game they play. Tried the doors, but they're all locked. Finally thought that we were safe, but they've changed all the clocks. I'm not taking in my last breaths. Then I guess I'll drink to whatever comes next. Thought the gods were descending, but now we know, well, is the world ending? 'Cause we've still got some fight in us, still running through dark corridors, and I'll go on pretending. Confused, I find myself with you. We'll sit and watch the news whilst we blow the final fuse. Hold my hand until it's bruised. Thought the gods were descending, but now we know, well, is the world ending? But we've still got some fight in us, still running So that's what I came up with doing this little exercise. I think it was really fun. Obviously, I was playing it very, very simply, and I definitely could make the chords more complicated. I could also change the key, but it was really good to start in a different tuning so I could at least find interesting chords quite easily, because in open tunings, if you strum all the strings, it already makes a chord. It's a lot easier to hold chord shapes. They're a lot more kind of clustered. It makes it a lot easier to play around with stuff, and I have a lot of songs in open D. I think putting it in a new tuning helped me find these chords and the permutation of notes in the chord. Yeah, I would really recommend just forcing yourself to finish something. I mean, I don't know if I'll do anything with this song, but I like the concept and I like some of the lyrics. Obviously, it was quite hastily done, so it's not my best work ever, but I'm glad I've finished a song finally. I hope you enjoyed this video in any way. And I hope it inspired you to maybe try some of these tips or other people's tips to just get out of that slump. It's so difficult because, you know, even now I'm happy that I've finished a song, but it's still not one that I would necessarily bring forward, but at least it shows me that I can finish something even if it's not my favorite work. And I think because I had this little challenge for myself, it made it a lot easier to finish it, because I wasn't holding myself to make this the best song ever. I was just thinking, let's just make a song using a few different methods to do it rather than my standard. Hopefully the next song is something I really like, or I mean, maybe this song can turn into something I really like. But anyway, if you haven't seen my last video, which was 5 tips to get over songwriting block, then you can go check that out. Maybe it will be helpful. And maybe you could try like this, just using it as an exercise to write a song. Clearly, you can get something out of it, that's for sure. And creating anything is going in the right direction. But thank you so much for watching. I have been Emily Storm, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!